feel like I don't understand how Cardi B still has any fans that are, monoracial black women. I really don't get it. And more specifically, black American women, I don't understand how anyone could hey supervillain, how anyone could be on board with Cardi B. But I think that black women's acceptance of Cardi B, with Cardi B calling black women roaches and burnt and all of these things, I really do think that it is because, hey, how you doing, PhD Kimmy? I do think that the reason why black women accept women like Cardi B and women like Erica Mena and women like Evelyn Lozada is because black women have a deep desire to be seen as exotic. They see these other women that reap the benefits of their proximity to what is not black. And they hope that by including these women inside of the ranks of monoracial black women, that somehow we will be able to, that we will be able to be seen as desirable. And I really need y'all to understand that no matter how many, white tea Latinas or, non-black women that we let in the ranks and call black because of their, one drop of African lineage that you perceive them to have, you will never be accepted as that, because if you are a monoracial black woman, you do not have the proximity to whiteness or the proximity to non-blackness that they have. So I really wish that black women would stop this. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, and stop this behavior. Let's see here. Naya Papaya says, if you are phenotypically black, you're black. That's not true at all, because blackness is about more than your looks. It's also about culture. But beyond that, Cardi B is not phenotypically black. Which face are we talking about? Are we talking about her current face or her original face, where she clearly looks like a whitey Hispanic? Like, are we talking about that face? Which face are we talking about? Let's see here. Y'all said it's skipping. It's only 6 people in here, which means that somebody's reporting. If we guys can just tap up the screen and like the live, I think that will help. You know what I'm saying? If you guys could get me up to like 1,000 likes, I think that will help buffer it. But as I was saying, I think Cardi B is an opportunist, excuse me. I don't believe that Cardi B identifies as black as well at all. I believe she's only identifying as so-called Afro-Caribbean or Afro-Latino, Caribbean or Afro-Latino, or whatever Afro she wants to put it in, simply because she feels like that gives her an easier access to the black community to rob it, grape it, appropriate it, and nobody will put up a fuss. Because this lady, and I have no idea why people don't talk about this. This lady literally has a DJ Vlad or Vlad TV, whatever that guy's name is, interview where she talks about not being black. So I don't understand how anyone could ever put on anything onto her as being black when she did not and never has identified as black until people started questioning her use of the N-word and her use and her appropriation of black American culture. That's the only time she ever decided to say, oh, no. I just don't get it. Also, I want to talk about number 3, the one drop rule. The one drop rule is really damaging to the black community. And more specifically, if I could say, it's damaging to the black American community. Everyone comes over and appropriates black culture and disrespects black people. When people are other, nationalities and ethnicities, we have my mind just went blank. I don't even know what I was about to say. I lost my train of thought, y'all. I'll just say that when we have other ethnicities and nationalities and all of that, when we have other ethnicities and nationalities and all of that, they are very quick to delineate the difference of making sure that people know that they're not Black American when something positive is going on in their. It's wrong, then we're all Black. We're all Black. Or if a Black American person does something that we want to specify that it is it's still glitchy, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna keep liking the live because it's definitely somebody listening that doesn't like what I'm trying to say. If I block someone, I may block somebody in here that I've never seen before. Yeah. Let me just go up here to inside and then to supervillain. You can go ahead inside if you had something to say. Let me start your timer for you.
Oh yeah, so just answer any one of them.
Yeah, that's up to you.
So I guess the first one, Black women's desire to be seen as exotic. I think Black women are exotic. And I think other people don't want us to be seen as exotic. I think that's really the real problem. Cardi B, I don't care what she identifies as, honestly. The one drop rule. The one drop rule has become a part of Black American culture. Meaning we do not disown our children or kick them out of the community because they happen to be half white. Other communities do that though. If the child is half Indian, the Indian side will say, you're not Indian, you're something else, we don't want anything to do with you. Our culture is not like that. We don't do that. So like I don't see a problem with the one drop rule because we didn't start the one drop rule, but we're definitely not going to kick our children.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and stop you right there. Everything that you're saying is like extremely problematic. The one drop rule is a problem. It's rooted in slavery. It's rooted in horrible ideology. The one drop rule is very problematic. I really don't even know what to say to you about that. Like, it's insane. And if you don't care about what Cardi B identifies as, I don't know why you came in the box. It literally talks about Cardi B there. And I didn't say that Black women aren't exotic. They have a desire to be perceived as being exotic by the world, and which is why they constantly align themselves with women that feel like they're better than them. So that's the problem. Black women's desire to be perceived as that by the general collective of people. But anyway, as I said, I'm gonna go ahead and drop you because I think that you're an agent and you came here for negative purposes. Like I honestly, the fact that you have Black American in your bio, but you said that the one drop rule is actually okay. There's a special you're delusional and psychotic and you can get out of here. But yeah, anyway, I normally don't do that too much, but I really do think that that person was an agent of chaos and also a respectfully a lunatic. And yeah, she dropped before I could have a chance to drop her, but I was definitely finna drop her. So she just left on her own because she was definitely about to get kicked for real. And I remember her I remember her name. I will be blocking her when I get on my as soon as I get up out of this live. But anyway, go ahead, supervillain.
Thank you. Hey, Drake. Those in the comment section. Let's get these likes up. Tap, tap, tap. First of all, Drake, I have to say, whenever you say, okay, I need to stop you right there. I know it's about to be a good time. I need you to make that a sound because that is so funny whenever you say that. Um,
Girl, you know what's crazy? I looked at her profile picture when I knew she was gonna be on some BS when I saw her profile picture. You know what I'm saying? Because what took me so long when I added her, I was looking, I was like, I was looking, I don't know, her expression that she had in the picture. I tried to click on her page to see if she had any pictures of herself so that I could see what she looks like. But I can't. She doesn't have any content. But I knew that she was on some BS when I seen her. I was like, I already knew. I already knew. I'm not even
Okay.
surprised.
And I'm like, I know whenever I hear that little pause, I'm like, oh, Trigger went and checked their profile. She about to get it together. I already. All right. So, as to the prompt, okay, I'll go one by one. I don't like to run through it all at one time. It sounds like monologuing. Do you mind if I do one and then spin the block? Is that cool?
Sure. Yeah, that's great.
Okay. So number one, Black women's desire to be seen as exotic. Again, the way that the world treats Black women, I definitely understand the desperation or the want. I am gonna say I kind of agree with the last lady. Black women to me are exotic. We literally come in every single size, shape, form, color. Technically, we have the most variant out of all, I want to say, races or a grouping of people. Like, you literally get the pick of the litter. Not to compare Black women to dogs, of course not, but you know what I mean. I think it's seen as more proximity, not even to whiteness, because it can also be Asian or Spanish, but less proximity to Blackness is the word I would even put. A watered down Black, if you will, like a watered down drink, unfortunately. But it's it's weird because a lot of us just love being Black, but we also don't love it. This particular number one should be a prompt by itself and should be a good study, because I know Black women who love just being Black, but also fall into that would like to be seen as the exotical notion. So I don't know. That's you got me on this one. You stumped me. I'm gonna pass it on to Gabrielle.
All right. I appreciate you, super villain. I just wanted to say, I think Black women are beautiful. I think that Black women are the most beautiful women that I've ever seen. And I want that to be clear. So I'm not saying that Black women are not exotic or anything like that. What I'm saying is that due to anti-Blackness, people devalue Blackness, and also people devalue Black women. I think we all know that, and make it as if we are not exotic. And I think that Black women have a desire to be seen as exotic by the general population. And because of that, they align themselves with women that think that they are better than them, if that makes sense at all. But let me go up here to Gabrielle. Go ahead, Gabrielle.
Yeah, hey, good afternoon, Triggered. When it comes to the label exotic, I kind of have, I don't know, mixed thoughts about that. Like, I understand that it's not always used in a negative way, but I just feel like the word exotic can kind of lean into like I'm like butchering the word, but like fetishization or like othering. Like if I were dating a guy, I wouldn't want him to say, "Oh, you're so exotic." Like that would be like weird and off-putting. Like you're so beautiful, like you're stunning, like stuff like that. I would prefer that to being called exotics. I don't like. Is there like a backstory to this, or I might be missing some context because I don't know. It's just something about that word exotic. It's like I think of like an exotic animal and like the Brazilian rainforest. Like I don't know if I want to be called that, but there could be a backstory that I'm missing. So maybe I don't know.
Okay, so all right, so I saw like Cardi B, right? She's doing this court case right now where this black American security guard has said that, she spit on her, she called her racial slurs, she did all of this stuff to her. And I see Cardi B supporters saying like, hey, this is impossible because this is a Black woman too. First of all, Cardi B's not a Black woman, but this is the lie that she has told like some stupid Black woman, and they decided to believe this. And what I was thinking is that oftentimes women that are not Black, but may have like some type of, drop of African ancestry or something of that nature, there will be Black women that fight tooth and nail to be connected to these women, right? And I believe that because Black men, more specifically, to be honest with you, see those women as exotic, like how 50 Cent and Lil Wayne said, oh, we're looking for the exotic, somebody that came off the boat, which means somebody that is farther away from Blackness, right? I think
Right.
that Black women have a desire to be seen that way. And it may not that they want to be called the term exotic, but they want to be seen that way as a beautiful or special amongst men. You get what I'm saying? So, but I understand why you might not like the term exotic. I don't really ever use this term. Like in my personal life, I've never used that to describe a black woman that I find to be beautiful. Like, I mention her all the time. I really find Jodie Turner to be extremely beautiful, like stunning, like mind-blowingly attractive, and to me. And I would never call her exotic. I would call her beautiful, gorgeous, ethereal, all of these things. I wouldn't call her exotic, but I'm just using that term because that's the kind of term that's normally used when we have these conversations. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I get what you're saying when you say you don't like that though. But I'll let you
Okay,
keep on
yeah.
going.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, now that I have the context, I get what you mean. I will say that, and this is just my personal opinion. I'm not telling anyone else what to think, but I do think in most cases, if a man calls you exotic, it's really not a compliment. Like to me, it's very much giving like otherwise. It's like giving that video, of like that like YT guy who is like telling his BLK girlfriend, oh, like, until I met you, I didn't know BLK women could be beautiful. Like to me, that is just like what the energy that I get from the word exotic. But I was scrolling through like Instagram earlier and I did see what you were talking about, like the Cardi B thing where she was, I guess, testifying in some, I think, a civil case or something. I don't know, but it was weird. Like, I guess the prosecutor or the opposing side was asking her questions about, like, is that your real hair? It was very bizarre. And then he was asking, like, oh, how long are your nails? And there was a question about, like, oh, if you wanted to make your nails 3 inches longer. Like, it was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. But I mean, obviously, like, I don't think Cardi B is a BOK woman. I do think that there probably are some men who see her as exotic, but again, I don't think for any woman being called that or seen as that is a compliment. Because why can't a woman or why can't a man just look at a woman and say she's very beautiful, she's stunning, like just something that is more humanized. Whereas, because I really, whenever the term to me, like the term exotic, it really is like something you would describe for me like an animal, like in the Brazilian rainforest or something. And then BLK, American appropriation, does that pertain to Cardi B, or like what is the context for that? Like,
Yes, yes, yes. It's definitely about her. And just yeah.
yeah, I mean, I definitely do think she does that, like using the N-word thing. I mean, me personally, I'm not really a fan of the word. I don't use the word, but I do think, her using the word and kind of getting a pass for it, like I definitely think that could be you seen as like culture vulturing or appropriation. And I mean, she is not a BOK woman, which kind of ties into number five. I mean, I know you said earlier, like you said you were on social media and there were people defending her and calling her a BOK woman. It's like she's not a BOK woman. It's like if you want to defend her, I mean, I'm not going to defend her, but if other people want to defend her, that's their business. But just calling her a BOK woman, it's just objectively not true. So I don't know, I don't know understand the motivation for doing that. Like she's clearly not, but I do think, we as BLK women really should not aspire to be seen as exotic. Like they're beautiful, stunning, like just something that's more humanizing of you as a woman as opposed to something that's like otherizing you, if you get what I'm saying. But I know my timer is running out, so I'll land there for now.
All right. I appreciate you, Gabrielle. All right. I appreciate you, Gabrielle. Let me go down here to PhD Kimmy, and then I'll go to supervillain because I think she wants to do it again. Another question. Go ahead, PhD Kimmy. Again, another question. Go ahead, PhD Kimmy. Good
Hi,
morning or good afternoon.
panel.
Sorry.
Hi, panel. Hi, Triggered. I just want to say that I think Cardi B has been doing this anti-blackness parade for a long, long time. And the black women have constantly supported her, especially black men too. Like, At the bottom of the prompt, it said Black women accept everyone and it causes erasure. And I agree to that. But I think Black men are the biggest problems because Black men are having babies with these like confused women like Cardi B, who clearly hates Black women, clearly is fatphobic, clearly is homophobic, all the phobics. And now you're having like this biracial child who's been raised by a mother that hates like their father's race. So again, I think the treatment that like Cardi B gets from Offset is horrible. Like Cardi's effed all her friends. I don't even know which friend he hasn't effed. It'll be hard to find one that has been untouched by Offset. So they get the same Black men that everybody else gets. So that the facade that these people are exotic and all of that is all a facade from Black men. When we look at the word like exotic, we always hear it in rap like videos or rap lyrics that, oh, she's exotic, she's tropical, she's all of this, that, and third. But in reality, these women get horrible treatment. They're just projected as better in society, in the media, even in just conversations online, everywhere. But the treatment that they get is bad. Like it's the same Black man. And now you're now bringing children, innocent children, into the mix, to the confusion, which is crazy. And for me, I'm into psychology. If you guys know about narcissism, you know there's this thing called triangulation, right? Where, like, for example, if you have a man and he's cheating, he'll have his main chick, he'll have his side chick. The side chicks think she's won because, okay, you're effing the man, but he's treating them both badly. That's really what it is with the light-skinned women or biracial women and Black women or monoracial women. We think that, oh, they're getting a better treatment, or no, they're not. Everybody's getting played by Black men. Everyone's getting played by society. It's just the optics. It looks worse to be a side chick than it does to be a main chick getting cheated on. People have sympathy for you. So honestly, I would say that Black women, we are doing well by now divesting, and we should literally keep ourselves first, because Black men will always allow other people to infiltrate the community and like harm us and the possible biracial children that they'll have. So we should just put ourselves first.
All right, all right, all right. I appreciate you, PhD Kimmy. Oh, hold on. I just added Princess up, so I'll go to Princess and then I'll go to Supervillain. You can go ahead, Princess. I started your timer. Let me send you a request to turn your. Okay, yeah, go ahead, Princess.
Hey guys, I'm gonna answer number 2 because I just seen a video about her above this. She is Afro-Caribbean, because even in DR, because I hear she's not Trinidadian, but in DR she would still be considered Afro-Caribbean. I've seen her natural hair texture. She's definitely Black. Her skin color, her sister, you know. Black women's desire to be seen as exotic. I don't think Black women have a desire to be seen as exotic, but I do feel like those that look exotic sometimes can like use it.
Have you ever seen a picture of Cardi B's parents?
Yes.
Her father looks Black to you?
I would say her
That
mother.
looks like a Black man?
Her mother definitely looks more Black than her father.
Does her father look like a Black man? Yes or no?
I would say an Afro Latino.
That's literally insane. That man looks like a white Hispanic, and her mother doesn't look Black either. And just because Cardi B has like a texture to her hair doesn't make her Black. She can have a drop of Black ancestry and not be Black. And beyond that, she said it out of her own mouth that she's not a Black woman. You've never seen her Vlad TV interview where she says that she's not a Black woman? You never saw that before? Where she said it herself that she's not a Black woman and that her dating Black men is dating interracially. You never saw that?
Nope.
Okay, well, you can go right now to Google and go to YouTube and go look up Cardi B Vlad TV interview, and you will find her saying that she's not a Black woman, that she likes to date Black men because they're not in her culture, and she only dates interracially. and she speaks about black women in the strip club and how they are treated differently from her because she is not black. And this is what I'm saying, this problem of black women having to put blackness on people that do not and have never claimed it unless it benefited
You know
them.
what it is
That is the
too?
reason why black women are constantly erased. And more specifically, the reason why black Americans are erased, because you have a woman that is not black. And even if you were to say that she's Afro-Caribbean, which is laughable, she's not. She's not black American, but that's the culture that she presumes to imitate. So I have no idea why anyone would believe a woman that has called black women burnt,
I don't think she
black
imitates
women
black
roaches,
Americans.
that has used racial slurs to black women and said that she is better
She
than them,
definitely,
you
she
will call her
definitely
black.
does like that. I've seen that. However, in New York, and I feel like a lot of people do this too, because I'm from New York too. Um, when we say black, like for example, I am first generation American. My parents are from West Africa and Central Africa.
Okay, so you're
I
not a black American either. So
Yeah, I'm
once
not black
again, you
American.
may not
However,
understand the perspective that I'm
no,
coming
no, I
from.
do understand. I do understand because I do
No, you
not.
don't. No, you don't.
Well, to
You're
an
not a
extent,
foundational black American.
because black is a
You're
race.
not from here. You're not, your parents aren't from here. So I don't even really want to hear like your perspective on it because it
Black is
doesn't
a
make
race.
any sense. You talking
Black is
about
a race.
somebody's black because of their hair, or you're talking about she's black
Because
because
black
we're
is a
in New
race.
York. That
Africans were taken
So
to the
once
Caribbean.
again, don't unmute yourself. Don't make me drop you. I think
This
I'm
is
gonna
why
have to. You have a
dumbass
great day,
bitch.
princess. Okay? Because I honestly, I feel very passionate about this because I really do think that there are a lot of black women out there that are completely delusional and psychotic. I just sat there and told you that this lady said out of her own mouth that you don't have to believe me. You can go look it up on YouTube. I even have a video where I clipped it and put it in my video that she said that she's not black. But you want to go back and forth with me on why she is black. That's the reason why nobody has no respect for black people now. And then my thing is, we're talking about the one drop rule and all of these type of things that are rooted in something that happened to black Americans specifically. Like your parents weren't even born here. Like, what are we talking about? You're no authority on anything at all. And that's another reason why your head is messed up because there are so many people making decisions or pushing forth this narrative about what a black person is over here in America, and you're not even from here. You don't even go here. It's literally insane. Like I just honestly, I can't respect any black woman that would sit there and say a woman that already admitted that she's not black has called black women burnt, roaches, nappy headed, all type of things, and you, it makes me see how delusional, there are really some black women out here that are sick, sick, sick. And I knew that when I saw so many black women defending Erica Mena when she called Spice a monkey, and they were like, oh, I would have called her a monkey too. It's not racist. That's when I knew that black women were sick, 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 sick. And I don't want to hear nothing about New York. I don't hear nothing about all these different places where y'all are saying that people let things, because I know every time I talk about like people using the N-word, right? Non-black people using it, people be like, oh, that's just how we do it in New York, or that's how we do it in California. Well, you shouldn't be doing it like that because that's crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna go up here to Supervillain, and then I'll go down here to Miss Chrissy Baby because I can't believe anybody could look at Cardi B parents and ever say that they're black people. That's how I knew Princess was a delusional psychopath. And I normally don't even come at people like this, but I'm flabbergasted. Go ahead, Supervillain. I'm sorry. I gotta chill. I gotta calm down.
You gotta be who you are. You run a tight ship here, and it's the reason why this space is the way it is. I have to, please, if you allow me, Trig. I gotta rep my people from New York. That is not every New Yorker. I am specifically from Queens. There are a distinct 5 boroughs, and we all do not think alike. I'm from Queens. Big Barb over here, so you already know how I feel about Cardi B. She's not black, but I want to say, yeah, as somebody from New York, I don't know what she's talking about. Maybe she's from Brooklyn or Harlem or something. That's definitely not a Queens thing. Damn. I also want to say though, I guess my mother is black. My father is from Nigeria. I was born here. So if I'm not black, I'm at least black adjacent. I wanted to say about the one drop rule and how that lady was crazy how she said it wasn't problematic. Maybe she didn't know the origin of the one drop rule, and this is why it's a bit confusing for me too at times, because like she said, in other cultures, if you're half, you're not considered like the full culture, like if you're Asian or white tea or Spanish. Even I would say the young lady who was just speaking, she's from West Africa. I already know what time it is. My father's from there too. If you're not fully that, they consider you half and not the original thing. Um, Black women were forced, or black people were forced to take these people in because of slavery. A lot of the half casting, and I hope that's not a bad word, excuse me if that is, was through grape. That's the part that a lot of people don't understand. Like in other cultures, it was people choosing to be with people, but a majority, well, I guess not now, but the majority at that time of half black, half white was through grape culture. That's why it's so problematic. I also feel like we don't gotta apologize for gatekeeping what we want to call is black. Everybody gets to say what black is, but black people, especially black women. And I think that's another thing and where that exotical thing comes in as well. You can clearly see, I don't know who said this is a black woman, but
That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm
I
saying?
don't know.
Like, and
But
this is stuff that I'm
Trig,
talking about.
when they
It's
know
nuts.
you know what's so funny? Real quick before my time runs out, when they want to discriminate and call out certain behaviors, everybody know what a black woman is when it's time for that. When it's time to be negative and derogatory, we absolutely know what a black woman is. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I yield. I'm gonna spin the block.
All right, supervillain. I just wanted to say, hopefully, I didn't offend you or anything. I wasn't trying to talk about like because New York or where
You
you're
did not
from,
defend
or
me, friend. You
okay,
did not
okay.
offend me. It's all love.
Okay. I just want to make sure because I really respect you. But I did want to say that as y'all can see that these her parents don't look black at all. And if people judge Cardi B on her face that she had when she was born, not the 30th face that she has right now, I think she's on face number 29 and a half right now. I'm talking about her original face. She looks just like her father. She looks just like a white T Latino. And I wish when we talk about Caribbean, that was also colonized. Do people not know that Spaniards were over there? Like there are white Caribbeans as well. Like I have no idea why everything has to be black or nothing. And I think that the reason why it's like that is because we as black people have been far too inviting, far too inviting to let everybody just say that they're black. And then the next thing you know, you've been calling this person black and you've been letting them be in black spaces. You've been letting them speak on black issues. You've been letting them say the N-word and do all of this stuff. But then when you get into it, then when they call you an ape, then when they call you a monkey, then when they call you nappy headed, then when they call your hair peasy, or then when they say, all of these things to you, they call you burnt. Now you're flabbergasted. Oh my gosh, we're both black. How could you think this way? Because they never thought that, bro. They only weaponized their so-called one drop in order to get into spaces that would be previously off limits towards them. And I really wish that people would understand that that is what Cardi B is. She never ever claimed black until she got flagged for saying the N-word. And people was like, why is this lady saying the N-word all the time? She's speaking and saying the N-word every day, all day. Why in the world is she saying this? That's when she came with this black stuff. And there's so many stupid, goofy people that would just be like, oh, okay. But like, I don't know. It's very upsetting to me. Hold on, let me block this Grandpa Willie. Hold on, let me get you up out of here. Goodbye. Yeah, but let me get out here to Miss Chrissy baby, and then I'll go back up here to Miss Gabrielle.
Hey, triggered
Hey,
and
Chrissy.
ladies.
Hey.
I kind of want to come from another perspective too, if I can. So I visited the Dominican Republic and Brazil, and when I say I was so shocked, and I hope I don't sound ignorant because I didn't know I'm from the Northeast too, so I see more on the
Telemundo and stuff like that, more Cardi B's and lighters, J-Lo's and stuff like that. I was so like surprised by the amount of like really dark-skinned people. And my issue with the Cardis and the Erica Menas and all that or whatever is because they're erasing the majority of the people in their own country. Like, people would not even know that there's people with super kinkier hair and darker skin that resides in their country because you only see the visibility of the Cardis and stuff like that. And I think that's kind of like also causing more of the confusion too, because I think she exploits it. I think she exploits it because, of course, she get Black peen, the hip hop culture, Black American culture, and they're also saying, "Well, no, I can say it because I'm Black," but it's like you don't even look like the majority of the people in your own country, and you're not even repping them like ever at all, or at least saying like, "No, these are the people." You know, I'm a conquistador. These are the real. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I just feel like it's almost like erasure when people now look at Cardi B or people of that type as Afro-Latino when there's like a whole host of other people that don't get the same visibility. I don't know if that made sense.
No, that totally made sense. I definitely understand where you're coming from. I mean, I think Cardi B, especially like I said, with her original face and not the number 29 and a half that she has right now, she definitely wouldn't be looked at as Afro anything over there. She wouldn't be, degraded and stuff like that the way people of darker hues are degraded over there, her and her sister. And Cardi B oftentimes tans as well. So I want everyone to know this woman is extremely pale by nature. She's very pale. So it's just like, but she does this whole caricature of using spray tanner and all of this other stuff and these very Black American girl coded wigs and style to push forth a narrative of something that she is not. And for the life of me, I do not understand why more Black women are not offended by this. Why you are not offended by someone pretending to be a caricature of you while looking down on you simultaneously. I just don't even understand it. If it was up to me for her support, she would have 0 followers, $0, 0 everything, 0 streams. I would never support anything that she do. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let me go up here to Gabrielle and then PhD Kimmy.
Yeah. So as you were talking, it actually reminded me of something. Have you seen this viral thing of this like whitey lady? I guess so. She has a son who is biracial, and her son is either married to a BLK woman or a mixed woman. And this woman went viral for going to a tattoo shop and literally getting 3 apes tattooed on her arm to like represent her grandkids. And people were saying, well, why isn't her son speaking up? Because he's like biracial, like he has a whitey mom and a BLK dad. And so I know it's kind of unrelated, and so I promise I'm not trying to go off the prompt, but just something about when you were talking about like letting everyone in and being too inviting, like it just literally reminded me of that, because apparently this woman is like getting a divorce from this man. Like she's either biracial or BLK herself, but the husband is definitely biracial, definitely has a whitey mom, definitely has a BLK dad, and just that, I don't know, just listening to you talk, it just reminded me of that. But it's been like a viral story. I'm sure you've probably seen it, but yeah.
Yeah, I definitely did see it. And I do think that all of these things are interconnected. I really do believe that. I think there is an entitlement to Blackness, and people feel entitled to everything that it is. The culture, everything that it represents, without giving any respect to the people that you are taking from and leeching from and stealing from. And that to me I think that is what I find the most infuriating, is that people make their whole personas based off of Black American women and a Black American aesthetic, and then will turn around and have hatred and disdain and look down on the very women that they wouldn't even have a personality or an existence without those women to use as their blueprint. or to copy off of their papers. And I think that Cardi B is such a total example of this, you know? And as I said, like, if anybody needs to question anything about this woman, all you have to do is look at her old face. Like, I really just don't know what else to say. But let me go down here to PhD Kimmy and then Chalotan.
Yeah, I think Cardi B is just a group of like these troubled, problematic biracials. Chris Brown is definitely on there too. And it's just like, why do we keep on like giving these people our money? Why are their concert tickets being sold? Like a lot of my friends are like bought tickets and I cut them off because it's like, you're really a pick me. I just think that people that don't take problematic behaviors towards black women, that's a red flag. Like something's not right in your life because you're a black woman or your mother's a black woman. It just doesn't make sense. And it's like Cardi B's in a court case right now for harming yet another black woman. And like Cardi B asked for sympathy. The only reason why she's still popular now, because her music is trash, first of all, but it's because she uses the Offset situation. Oh, look at this black man, he did me so badly, as sympathy. Same with Erica Mena and Safari. Even though she was warned about Safari by Nicki Minaj, she still went ahead and did it because she thought she'd get better treatment. And also, remember Sin, Erica's ex as well. She said that black men treat her better because she's a Latina. She's a spicy Latina. So the black kangs, they treat her better. No, they don't, girl. And she got embarrassed by Joe Budden of all people. And he did her dirty, left her a single mother, as always. So it's just like, there's just so many cases. I could go on and on and on. But at the end of the day, whether it's a biracial man or woman, or even people that are not even black, we support problematic, abusive people and put them on like platforms, pedestals, give them like our money for concert tickets, for merch. People are spending thousands to go and take a picture with Chris Brown, and you're bent over backwards as a black woman. You should be ashamed of yourself. A lot of these things, it's just shame. I will not support somebody that hates someone that looks like me, someone that looks like my mom, someone that looks like my dad. Are you crazy?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. I definitely agree with that. I was also thinking about, if y'all remember back, because this was back when I did used to watch Love and Hip Hop, when Cardi B was on there and she attacked that black girl because she was trying to holler at her man, and the girl was like, she didn't appreciate that. So she started trying to beat on her during the reunion and stuff like that, when it was very obvious that that black girl was not a type of girl that fights. Because not every black woman is a fighter. Not every black woman is aggressive. Not every black woman is confrontational. Some black women don't like to do that. Now, if she would have got me, she would have got the confrontation of a lifetime. However, when she was trying to attack that girl, I felt like that was so crazy. You mad at her for being trifling with her man. You know what I'm saying? And just the way she was talking to her. I can't even, yeah, she was dark skinned. Yeah, she was pretty. I never forgot that. The way she had dark skin. Yeah, she was pretty. I never forgot that. The way she attacked that black woman there. She does not respect black women at all. Yet black women are some of her biggest supporters. Like, it's so wild to me. Like, honestly, I feel like at this point, some black women have a humiliation kink. Like, you really like to like people that don't like you. You really want to uplift people that would call you a nappy-headed monkey. And that's crazy. Like, it's so insane. Like, I can't even stand it. It's like so many times I really just want to tell black women, like, you gotta stop. You gotta stop, because you add to making these women feel like they are superior. Ain't no way nobody that had a doggone banana as a nose and now then chopped it off into oblivion is gonna be running around here acting like she's superior to black women. Girl, bye. Get out of here. You're on your 29th and a half face. You ain't nobody to be out there putting your hands on anybody. Your husband is slept with everybody in their mama, in the universe, in the whole world. grandmas, cousins, nieces, aunts, and you think you what? And now you with another man that has G allegations and is a known F boy. Like what? You're a goofy. You're a dummy. And if she's pregnant, like, which I probably feel like as I've been seeing these different clips of her, she probably is. You're an even goofier because now you're about to be, you were married and you had those 3 kids. Now you about to be a single mother and a baby mama all mixed together, because anybody that thinks her relationship with Stefan, whatever his name is, Diggs, is going to last. If you think that relationship's going to last, I promise you, I have some land to sell you. All you have to do is cash at me at $protect BW. And I have a whole bunch. I have 3,000 acres to sell you. All you have to do is, cash at me $5,000 right now. And I'll give it to you. I'll actually email you the property. Let me go down here to Chilotel. Go ahead, Chilotel.
Hi again. I left earlier this morning when you were live. I wanted to say something because I think I heard you mentioning something about the Black community or Black women in general being too accommodating, and I wanted to kind of piggyback off of that because I completely agree. And sometimes I often think like, okay, is this something that was kind of drilled into us? Because even when you look across the diaspora, like in West Africa, you see, and this is so embarrassing. I hate to admit this, but maybe for instance you see a whitey person um dancing, or they apparently look like they have some kind of rhythm, or maybe they're eating traditional food, or maybe they are speaking in what they presume to be some kind of African accent, and then you see people in the comments, oh, you can have a Nigerian passport, you can, oh, your new name is such and such, and it's so embarrassing. Like I don't understand why we don't have the mentality of gatekeeping, and I fully support gatekeeping in as much as um I moved to America from Nigeria. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, It's like if I'm in my own country, I'm in my own house, I'm in my own space, I want to gatekeep my space for people who I can relate with or for people in my community. So I don't see anything wrong with Black American women or the Black community in America also gatekeeping, even if that means like there is some kind of exclusion. There's nothing wrong with exclusion. And I think that it's kind of like a thing where they're like, okay, no, since you guys are quote unquote people of color, you should just accommodate everyone else. And that's kind of where, culture starts to get diluted, if that makes sense, because there's no sense of preservation. So I wanted to chip that in real quick. Another thing is, somebody in the chat said something about colorism being really bad. I genuinely think that in America, I love the fact that Americans call out colorism when they see it, because in many other countries across the world, like even in South America and in African countries, it's still very, very prevalent. Like you see people talking about it and they sound really bold. Like they tell you, oh, you would have looked finer if you were light skinned. Like this is something people would tell you on the road, so I definitely think that in that regard, a lot of other countries need to learn or take or copy from the playbook of Americans. Like you guys are really quick to, and I don't say you guys like in an othering way, because I mean I live here, but I've seen the difference as somebody who has both experiences, and I definitely think that more countries or more Black people across the diaspora need to take lessons from here, because it's just ridiculous. Thank you.
All right, all right. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Chilotam. And I think Kimmy was the one that mentioned Black men also perpetuating the I would say these women being able to cosplay as us as well. And I do agree. Let me go up here to Supervillain.
Yes, thank you. I have a couple things to say. I'm going to try to condense it. The first is I want to piggyback what you said earlier in the live. I mean, I don't know. The most beautiful woman I know is a Black woman. I think Black women are so damn beautiful. That's why when I hear the rhetoric, I don't get it, Trey. I can understand not liking Black women, okay, but to say that, I mean, Black women are beautiful, absolutely stunning. When I think about like Kenya Moore, and I'm talking about unambiguous black women, not the black women that look they got a little something in there somewhere. I'm talking about like the Nia Longs. I'm even one of the most beautiful women I think, and she doesn't get a lot of credit. Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett has to be drinking from the fountain of youth somewhere in her backyard. That is a beautiful woman, and I'm talking about unambiguous. I love me a black woman that don't look like she mixed with nothing but black and gold. That's it. Black women are absolutely stunning. And I keep telling black women, y'all are beautiful. There is nothing wrong with black women except for our cardinal sin, which is being the furthest proximity of white T-ness. That is literally it in a world where white T-ness is currency. I think black women, let me tell you something. I don't know if y'all ever, there's a lot of salons on the street in New York. When a black woman walk out that salon and she just do that little hair flip, oh my gosh, I wish we could put that in a bottle and sell it as a perfume. It's, I don't know, y'all. And I'm a straight woman. I know I sound like I'm playing for the other team right now, but I just think black women are, and the little girls. Oh my gosh, the little black girls when they got the little beads in their hair and the little bubbles. Oh my goodness. Let me take a moment. I just have to give my black women and black girls their praise because there's nothing like a beautiful smile on a black woman. I love it. Yeah, somebody said cocoa butter too. Oh my goodness, that shea butter too. Oh, anyway, let me focus. I'm sorry, Trick. I hope I can get another 30 seconds. I'll spin the block. I'll just say this one point. I do not like number strong on the number 5. Black women accepting everyone causes erasure. I don't think we need to be ashamed for gatekeeping anymore. At the end of the day, whatever they do, they're gonna be mad at a black woman for doing it. So we need to really start gatekeeping our things and making sure people know that when they see this is done, oh, that's a black woman who did that. That's black women culture. Because for everyone to accuse us and be mad at us of everything, we might as well claim our glory and give ourselves our flowers. I got a lot to say, but I'm gonna spin the block. I yield.
All right, all right, all right. I appreciate you, super villain. I wanted to respond to VSV, Vivo, whatever your name is in the comments. Nobody zesty, all right? You're just a pervert. We're just talking about women being beautiful. Like I have no idea why you want to sexualize that and make it to be something that it's not. Like honestly, bro. I saw a woman. Like honestly, bro. I saw a woman. I will never forget her because she was just as stunning. I was with a friend of mine. This was years ago. I was in the drive-through at Checkers, and this is when I lived back when I lived in Atlanta. And a girl came to the register to get my money, and I was flabbergasted. She was so pretty. I was like, oh my gosh! I was like, you're so beautiful. Like you've got to be one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. I told her that she was so she looked like it. That was a very nice compliment. But I really meant what I said. She was really 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 pretty. I've seen some of the most beautiful women in Atlanta, Georgia. That doesn't mean that I want to have intercourse with them. Vivo, you pervert. And honestly, like you look like you're on a watch list in somebody freaking granny house. Like honestly, like you look like you just got out of a prison for going in somebody's pocketbook. Like let me just block you, bro. Just get out of here. Honestly. And if y'all click on this man picture, like do y'all see his face? Like I hold on. I gotta screenshot this man face for my people. All right. I'm sorry. I had to screenshot the picture for my people that listen to the lives so they know what he looked like. Do y'all see this man? Y'all mean to tell me that he's sitting there talking about us? Like this man looks zesty. He looked like he got some NYX butter gloss on his lips. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, who you talking about is zesty here, sir? Like I really just don't even know what to say. He look highly suspicious. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw this doggone little prison interview with these dudes, and they were talking about how like in prison they will take a guy that just got there and knock him out, and after that they said like some of the dudes will take their butt. He look like this type of dude, like he would do some shit like that. I'm just saying, like he looked like he definitely was one of the perpetrators of non-consensual situations. But anyway, not too much on him. I was just saying that it was just odd that he would put this type of, projection onto us when we were just trying to bring up, uplift black women. When this man over here got some NYX butter gloss on, you know what I'm saying, and fortune cookie, just all on, never mind. Let me stop. Let me just
Trigger, can I just say I will give a damn about the demographic that doesn't let monitor lizards and apple pies think about me, and I'm gonna tell black women they beautiful every single day because it's true. I wish I would care about what his demographic thinks.
I feel you. I totally feel you. I'll be telling women all the time, like, I really do not care what the men say about me on here. Like, I really genuinely don't. Well, I don't care what men say in general, but I definitely don't care about none of the men that be up here. Like, it's just like, come, y'all gotta get for real, get a grip. Who in the world cares about these type of men? Low class, bottom of the barrel, pookies, you know what I'm saying? That are on an air mattress with a you know what I'm saying, a box TV. Not even the flat screen, the old school with the big boxes that are real heavy. Like that's what type of life you live in. Why would I care what you have to say? Like honestly, but anyway, let me just keep going. I just added somebody up here, Nikki. So I'll go to Nikki and then I'll start back up at the top and go to the bottom. Go ahead, Nikki.
Sure. Let's see. Black women desires to be seen as exotic. Yeah, I think you do have certain black women that want to be seen that way. I find that's really common in I find that's more common in black women though that have some mixed ancestry, or if they're part of another culture, like they're black but they're also Hispanic or something. Um, they do seem to reach harder for that exotic label. Cardi B, Afro-Caribbean or liar. Cardi B has some Trinidadian um, uh, ancestry. I think she also has some Latino, but like the island Latinos ancestry. So she's not lying. There are different races and lots of mixed people in the Caribbean. I think a lot of Black Americans are just ignorant and don't understand racial dynamics outside of the U.S. Let's see. I can't see the questions anymore, so I can't answer the rest of the questions. Okay.
Okay, no problem. PhD Kim, yeah, thank you, PhD Kim. Yeah, go ahead.
Sure, the one drop rule. Again, the one drop rule is like a very American. Okay, I can't see the questions again. The one drop rule is a very American thing. A lot of people that are considered black in the U.S. are actually considered
Are you from America?
everywhere else.
Are you from America?
I am born and raised in America. I have
You
a
a black
mother that
American?
okay. I was born and raised in
Are
America.
you a black
And I
American?
have okay,
Are
you're a
you
dumb
a
bitch. You're a
black
dumb bitch.
American?
You're a dumb bitch.
Okay, so you're not a
Mm.
black American. Got you. I
Out of
got you. You're a
line.
goofy. You're a tether. I got you. You're a goofy. So once again, you're an ignorant. You're ignorant. You're not from here. You're a tether, which is the reason why you said that somebody like this with parents like this are black. If you want to be a coon, if you want to acknowledge people that are clearly not black as black, you can do that in your own spaces, in your own community. You're ignorant and you're a goofy. It's really just that simple. And I have no idea why you thought you were going to get that off like black Americans are just ignorant. Well, if black Americans are just so ignorant, why are you here? Why are you not going back to wherever you're from? How come you're not making it happen there and being with people that aren't ignorant? Huh? Huh? That's my question. My thing is that y'all have so much smoke to say, but y'all have no problem living in a place which only the reason why you're able to even walk around freely is because of the sacrifices that my ancestors made for you to even be able to come over here and say the goofy stuff. It just doesn't even make sense to me. And that's my thing is like y'all have so much hatred for black American people because we want to say, hey, do you know that in the Caribbean? Do you know that Dominicans? Do you know that all of these different ethnicities, they were colonized and Spaniards were over there? So they're not necessarily black. If you think that these two people right here, which are her parents, look like black people, you need to make an appointment with your local optometrist ASAP. That's what you need to do. Period. And that's the reason why I ask you were you American, because and you weren't, and your parents aren't. And it's so funny that y'all have so much to say about a culture that you're not even involved in. But let me sit there and try to talk about somebody else's culture. Let me try to talk about Ghanaian culture or Sierra Leonean culture or Nigerian culture or Puerto Rican culture or Cuban culture. Y'all will get in my ass and tell me, how dare I talk about y'all culture and say anything about what y'all got going on? Dare I say anything about Haitians or anyone else? But y'all feel so entitled. Y'all come over here because y'all cannot make it in your own countries, and then y'all disrespect the people that are here and talk about how bad we are. If we are so bad, if America is so bad, why are you here? Why aren't you back in your own place since it's so amazing there? That's what I don't understand. Why aren't you there if it's so amazing? Who asked me, was I yelling? I'm gonna block you, Deb. You have a great day. As I was saying, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But like I said, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And a lot of the acceptance, I'm not saying that Black Americans don't do this, because they do. I see it. I see it a lot. But there are a lot of people that push this narrative of inclusion into Black American culture, and they aren't even Black American. You know what I'm saying? And we are always lumped in together as one until something positive happens amongst their own community. Then they want to make sure that everyone knows that there's a separation of delineation. But if something bad's going on, it's just we all Black. We all Black. Or if Black American people have done something positive, now it's we're all Black. We're on the same playing field. And that is very upsetting to me. It's nuts. Like, I really just don't know what to say. But anyway, that lady was really, I really wish I could really, I really be trying to give Black women grace. I really want to read that lady even more, but I won't. I'm just gonna keep it pushing. Let me just start back up here at the top too. But it just honestly, it's very upsetting to me, because I do know that there, and this is just my opinion, but I know other Black American people feel this way. I really do feel like there's such a lack of respect for Black American people. The way people will sit there and tell you like, oh, Black Americans don't have any culture, as the other people across the diaspora actively take from us and use elements from us, is so disrespectful. I don't see Black American people appropriating Nigerian culture, appropriating Haitian culture, or any of those things without at least saying that we're where it came from. You know what I'm saying? But nobody does that for us. And it's so disrespectful to me. It's real crazy. And then y'all expect us to just sit down and be quiet and accept it. It's wild. Like, I can't even tell you, when I used to do hair, how many African women talk to me about Black Americans and how we really don't have no culture. And then they show me pictures of their peoples, and they got on basketball jerseys and Jordans and snapback hats, and the girls got their weaves, which are done terribly, but you can tell what they're going for, the look that they're going for. It's just wild to me. Like, I don't know. It's upsetting. And if I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue tied. Let me say that a lot of times when this gets exposed, I will say, anytime I speak out about gatekeeping anything, or I speak out about, hey, this person is not really Black. Erica Mena is not a Black woman. Sin Santana is not a Black woman. Jennifer Lopez is not a Black woman. Cardi B is not a Black woman. That's when I get the most pushback from people across the diaspora that are living here. It's very weird. But let me just start at the top, you guys, and I'll go back down. You can go ahead, Gabrielle.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I definitely think that lady up here was weird. I mean, her, even when you asked her, like, was she from here in America? Like, you could just hear the change in her tone of voice. And for me, I just don't understand the reason or the insistence on Cardi B being called a BLK woman when she's clearly not. Like, and there's nothing wrong with saying that she's not. I mean, you can look at her parents; they look like, Hispanic, Latino. They are not BLK, and that's fine. That's what it is. What it is. But I don't understand why they have to be called BOK when they're not. It's just weird to me. I don't understand why the lady who came up here who got dropped, I don't understand why she was so insistent on like making that point where, like you said, even like Cardi B herself has said that she's not BOK, and apparently she's mentioned being treated differently from, you know, BOK women in strip clubs. Like it really is okay to just admit that the woman is not BOK, her parents are not BOK. It's not, it shouldn't even be, you know, like a controversial thing. Like that woman who was up here got so upset. You could just hear the anger in her voice, and I don't understand the I, I I don't get why she couldn't just admit that Cardi B is, you know, I guess, I don't know, like a mixed Latina, mixed Hispanic, whatever, but she's not BOK, you know. But I mean, even Cardi B herself has said that, so it shouldn't even be, you know, like a debate. But that's just me. I don't. Do you know why people are trying to say that she's BOK when she's clearly not? Or maybe I'm
I
mis.
mean, this is exactly what I say. I think that there is something inside of Black women that they, not all Black women, of course, because I'm not like that, and I don't think most of the women on this panel are. But I think that there is a women on this panel are. But I think that there is a need for validation and acceptance that Black women need and crave. And I think that that's the reason why I feel like Black women move the way they do with Black men, and continually begging for their acceptance and validation, even though Black men have shown Black women they're not going to give it to them collectively. I think that they feel like by being connected to these women on some level, that the uplifting of their particular type of beauty somehow will rub off onto Black women. And unfortunately, that will never happen. But I do believe that that is a thought in their mind, because these women, when they get provoked to anger, they are very quick to say, I'm not like you. I'm not like you. I'm not nappy headed like you. I'm not burnt like you. I'm not a roach like you. And by the way, you're a monkey. Like, these are real things that have occurred with these type of women. So I really don't understand why you would want to include women like this anyway inside of any circle that you have. Like, it doesn't make any logical sense to me at all. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you. I mean, anyone who is still questioning if she's Afro, I don't know, what does it say, Afro-Caribbean? Literally just look at her parents. They're not, and that's nothing against them. It's just that they are objectively are not BOK. Like they are, like I said in the comments, like Hispanic people, which is fine, but they're not BOK. And I don't know. I like, to me it just seems like it should just be like a basic common sense thing. Like, look at these people, look at Cardi B, and like you said in her interview, she has explicitly said that she is not BOK. She's explicitly said that women who are BOK, did you say in strip clubs, I think, or what have you, are treated different.
Yeah, she said in her interview that she wasn't Black. She said that she
Yeah.
chose to date Black men. She dates interracially. She said a whole lot of things that were like, clearly she is not Black. She said that she's not a Black woman right there in the interview. And it's like, I don't understand with like, anyone can look this up. It's not like you have to believe me. Like, you can literally go on YouTube and hear it out of the horse's mouth. But still, Black women refuse to accept this truth. Not everybody, but it's scary. It's like she said it with her own mouth. But you still want to put Blackness onto this lady? The only reason why she even started claiming this, as I said before, I remember it was like after Bodak Yellow, I think it was, she was getting a lot of flack for using the N-word and dropping it all the time. And there were some Black people, like there always is, like myself, that say, hey, why is this non-Black lady saying the N-word all the time? I don't feel comfortable with that. We don't feel comfortable with it. And then after that, it was like, oh, you don't be mad at me. I'm Black. And what's crazy is she even addresses the N-word in the same interview I'm talking about. She says, hey, you know what? I understand that some people don't want me to use the N-word because it's not a part of my culture, but you know, it's just my lingo and I'm not going to be able to stop using it. But I understand. I'm sorry if anybody feels any type of way about that. Who that is Black apologizes for using the N-word? No one, no one, no one. I will say it right now, nigga, nigga, nigga. I would never say sorry for what? I'm Black. But that's what I'm saying. I don't have no idea. Like, just blowing me. Like, I don't even know. I don't know. But let me keep going. I think I just added somebody. So I will go to the lady that I just added. I think I can't see your name because you're at the bottom. Elite person. I'll go to you, and then I'll go up here to PhD Kimmy, and then Miss Chrissy Baby.
Okay, so hi everyone. I just want to make some like points about like what the lady was saying because you said that she wasn't black. So I am Haitian. So basically my mom migrated from Haiti to Miami and stuff like that. And I think you're definitely right. A lot of Haitian people and a lot of Caribbeans, they talk bad about black people, but they don't realize the sacrifices that black Americans made for them to even be here. And it's just like kind of weird because they tell like because my stepmom and my dad were always saying like yeah, don't be friends with like black American people, whatever. But at the end of the day, I don't think they realize like not like we had like because I feel like you guys definitely like went through more. Like if it wasn't for you guys, like we wouldn't be able to like be an American, like walk free and like have all these opportunities, of course. But I don't think they realize that we're all the same skin color. Like when push comes to shove, we're all seen the same exact way. And I don't know. That's just all I wanted to say, I guess.
All right. Okay, I appreciate you, Elite. Let me go ahead and go up here to PhD Kimmy, and then Miss Chrissy Baby.
Yeah, I think that the hip hop in general, and when it comes to like women in hip hop, is just such a colorist industry. Cause I think of like even Little Kim and what she looks like now. And she said that she got like colorist treatment from Biggie. And in general, like the word exotic, it's normally used like in rap, in hip hop. Even in my culture as well, I'm Nigerian. Light skin is praised like in songs, in media. Um, and it's just a problem globally. So it's just not an American thing. So when people speak on America, I feel like you have to be like knowledgeable about like the what actually happened, the history, the laws, because the one drop rule is racist. I'm so sorry. Like it was enforced by like racist people, slave owners who had like the worst possible like wishes for black people. So why are we still adhering to it? In fact, the fact that we are saying now we're not doing the one drop rule anymore is actually pro black. Because you're directly going against what these whitey like racist oppressors want us to do. They want us to wash out the black race. Because it's happening in the UK, 50% of Jamaican men are married to whitey women. And most of those whitey women are racist. Let me be real. They don't even know how to do their child's hair. Half of them are also getting bad treatment from the black man, because at the end of the day, wherever they go, they're consistently a problem, and they will consistently marry and interracially date and have children have with these whitey women. But not only that, they will also get into relationships with whitey women that harm black women. We see Erica Mena and Spice, her calling her a monkey. Like you were friends with Spice. These people were like, when Spice was in surgery, this one went to come and see her, and you have kids who are biracial with a dark skin. Imagine, man. And it just goes back to he's a rapper as well. He's in hip hop. That's what I was saying earlier as well. Like it's such a bad example of how women should be, how men should be. And it was really, I think, infiltrated and controlled to destroy like communities. And same with music in Africa as well, in Nigeria. All of it is sexualized. It either paints black women as hypersexual or like they have to be light skinned to be beautiful. So like I just think all of it is just fashioned against black women to harm them, and black men always will enable it.
I definitely agree with you, Kimmy. I think the whole idea, just like I think Supervillain said in the comments, of Biggie Smalls, who is like literally one of the most repulsive celebrities that I've ever seen in my life, just ugly, disgusting looking, bubble eyed. Like for him to call anybody unattractive or to speak on their looks looking like that is absolutely ridiculous. Even more ridiculous is that any women would ever take the chance on procreating with that man. But I do think that a lot of this whole debate about, maybe colorism or the one drop rule, I do think that even though some of it was started by white tea people, I do believe that a lot of it is perpetrated by black men. They allow access to these women because as soon as these women that aren't black, clearly like Cardi B, the black men are always giving them the keys to the kingdom and saying, hey, yeah, come on in, partake of all of this. And on top of that, as you're partaking in all of this pseudo blackness that you have, I'm gonna go ahead and let you do whatever. Like, I'm gonna uplift you, I'm gonna put you on this pedestal. And I think that's like it's very sad that that happens, and I don't know how that can possibly be erased. And I do believe that there are also women that also perpetuate that. Now, I don't know if they have been brainwashed by men or what they have seen, because I know I was really cool with this girl, and when I was in cosmetology school years and years and years ago, and she was from Sierra Leone, and I really liked her. She was really cool. Like we used to joke around and all type of things. Like, she was real cool. And I remember her telling me one time, she didn't mean anything by it. Like, I know that what I'm about to tell y'all sounds really disrespectful, but I know that she didn't mean anything by it. I think it was just cultural. But I'm not from Sierra Leone, so anybody can check me and say that that's not the case. I don't know. I just know that she told me, she said, I really like you. I think that you were a very pretty girl. She was like, but you're a little dark. If I was gonna, you would be so much better looking if you were light skinned, and I was just like, wow, okay. I remember being flabbergasted, because no one ever had told that to me before. And keep in mind, she was a dark-skinned woman as well. She was even darker than me. And so I was thinking, like, if you don't see the beauty in me, you know what I'm saying? Do you see the beauty in yourself? You know what I'm saying? And that's scary to me, how, like, colorism is deeply embedded across all of the diaspora. Now, I will say that I've always been perplexed I can see why colorism may be prevalent here because we have such a prevailing white tea influence still here. We have white tea people that's around. We have white tea Hispanics. We have Asians. We have Indians and stuff that are over here. I understand where that comes from. We also have slavery that has, instilled a deep, dissatisfaction in the way some black people perceive themselves here. But I never understood how people across the diaspora, if they are normally in company with each other, like exactly how it hits that hard. But Chilotem said colonialism, so I get what you're saying then from that. It was just always so strange to me, so, but yeah, that's all I'm saying. But yeah, I wish that we could get out of this. And I really do wish that we as black women, even across the diaspora, could really make sure that we really push back against people that only seek to monetize and co-opt blackness. They have no care for black women. They have no care for black girls. The only thing they like is being in proximity to blackness so that they can grape it and appropriate it. And they like black peen. I wish that we could find some way to oust these type of women out of any of our spaces. I hope Cardi B album goes double plywood, double cardboard, but who knows if that's gonna happen or not. But I really hope so. But let me go down here to Miss Chrissy, baby.
I kind of have like a two-part question because I am curious. What you just said, I want to piggyback off that. It never made sense to me either because if Cardi and all of those people were to return back to their country, they would be the conquistadors or the colonizers of their country, even though there would be a small population too. So that's why I feel like, in a way, and this is no disrespect, I feel like Americans are have much more fight against systems, primarily black women, compared to the rest of the world. and I mean the rest of the world, because I feel like everyone else, say, oh, you guys complain all the time. You guys always got an issue. But it's like, no, like, are you not understanding you're being oppressed and disrespected in your own country, in your own land? Y'all the majority of where you're from. Because even like, if you think about it, Black American population is the smallest of the diaspora. Everyone else is the majority in their respective countries, maybe outside of Britain or stuff like that or whatever, UK. But that is always was perplexing for me. And I never understood like you're in your own country and you don't even see people that look like you ever. And they would treat you like crap. Even like the Tyla thing, they were like caping for her. And I'm like, she would like not even walk on the same sidewalk with you. Like, I don't understand that. And then the other thing I wanted to mention was, I guess this new thing online where dark-skinned BLK men are saying that they're suffering colorism and Black women are not standing up for them. And they're only saying that because the others and the quote exotics are no longer in trend, I guess. And it's just another example of how Black women just get blamed for everything. But we pioneer so many social movements for the globe, but we're always blamed for everything.
Miss Chrissy, baby, you heard about all of the Black men right on TikTok complaining about colorism?
Yes, I guess they're saying that we're not standing up for them, but they're not telling the full side of the story. They're just upset that their preferences are they're not a trend with the preferences anymore. Now the preferences are dating their own or adjacent to their own.
You know what I find to be crazy is that as far as my color it goes, I know I am I guess a brown skinned person. One time I called myself dark skinned, and like there was a lot of Black women that was back when I used to show my face, told me that I was not dark skinned, and so I was like, oh, okay. Well, they were like, no, you're brown skinned. So but even in my experiences, with limited colorism, it's not like I've experienced intense colorism. I'm not going to say that I have, because I have not. But the times that I have had a couple Black men say something about my color or complexion, they have been dark-skinned Black men. So I find it very strange that dark-skinned Black men who have been very aggressive in their, putting of colorism onto other dark-skinned people, which are dark-skinned Black women, that now they want some type of sympathy or empathy because they feel like it's them. Because for a long time, dark-skinned Black men were almost put on a pedestal. It's nothing like a dark-skinned Black man. I don't know how many Black women I got into it with about saying that they don't prefer light-skinned men because light-skinned men are soft and all of this stuff. And I was trying to tell them, like, you saying that you don't like a Black man that's light-skinned because he's soft is rooted in white supremacy. Are you nuts? Are you not aware of why you think that? You've been colonized and you need to get you some books, sis. But anyway, I've seen all of that going on. And now I feel like now you want Black women to do what? To do what? Assist you in what? In the colorism that you have weaponized against them. Now you need it? Like, I just feel like that's so insane. And I don't want to speak in broad generalizations. Like, I'll give y'all an instance. Like my husband works with this man who is Black and said that he will only be with a non-Black woman or a light-skinned woman because he doesn't want to have Black babies, dark-skinned babies, because of everything that happened to him. But he turns around and calls dark-skinned Black women ugly. Like, it's really like, I don't know. I think out of all the diaspora, like that, or out of all everything we have going on, I feel the least sympathy for dark-skinned Black men. You had your time to shine. There were women all of the time uplifting you and putting down light-skinned men and saying that light-skinned men were weak and soft and punks, and there's nothing like a dark-skinned masculine Black man, which is also rooted in white supremacy. So I feel like it is what it is. Now, I speak out for colorism against Black women, of course, but Black men, I just can't find in my heart to really care, because I honestly, the most colorist men I've ever seen have been dark. You think about somebody like 50 Cent, Lil Wayne, who have openly said horrible things about dark-skinned black women. What color are they? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's not no light skin colorist like Chris Brown, but I would say it's way more dark skin colorist. But let me go up here to Supervillain. She has something to say. Go ahead, Supervillain.
Jake, I just wanted to say something really quick about that. And so I'm gonna say this: Black women do set the trend, and I'm gonna see if I can try to send you the video. They were doing like some type of poll or something, and they're saying that a lot of I mean, not as much as black men, but the trend is moving. That a lot of black women are dating out now. So yes, the effect of that is that you don't hear too much anymore of the dark skinned man, king, all this stuff. And that's the trend that the black women are sending. In fact, they even said there have been a lot of Asian man, black woman couples, more than white tea man, black woman couples now. So you're going to see the shift. You're going to see everybody's going to want, and it's so funny because the Asian man seem to be the most docile of them all. But these are the guys who do the kung fu, and these are the guys that invented Kama Sutra, if you know what I mean. So the trend is moving. Mark my words, mark it today. You're going to see it's going to be an influx of attraction to Asian men, and black women are starting that trend. Remember, dark-skinned men are head honcho because black women said so. Now that black women aren't saying it, what's the trend now? The exoticals are moving away. The white tea women are moving away. So I just wanted to make that point. Remember, I said it here first. We'll be talking about this. This will be a topic probably the next couple of months, where a lot of black women are moving towards being with Asian men, and how Asian men are gonna. And I know it seems far fetched because they've always been deemed as the more docile one. But again, remember, these are the dudes that does like kung fu. These are the dudes that invented Kama Sutra. So I just want to make a note of that. See how the trend is going to change, and it is because of black women. We're opening up our options.
I definitely agree. And I will say this is that what I agree with most about what Supervillain said is that black women set the trend. People may not want to admit that or acknowledge that, but it is indeed the case. Anything that black women do, even after at first it may be ridiculed, at first it may be talked about, it may be called ghetto, or people may say, oh, well, why do they like that or why do they into it? But eventually, always, inevitably, they fall in line with whatever it is that we say is on trend. That is a fact. It's been proven decade after decade after decade after decade. I'm not here to argue with or debate with anybody. The main black male celebrities that end up blowing up, that end up getting any type of shine, are black men that black women have put on a pedestal. Once black women start talking about him, oh, he fine, girl. Yeah, I like him. Oh, I next thing you know, that man is catapulted into superstardom or whatever the case may be. And I think that's one thing that black men may not have anticipated, is that if black women stop publicly, which is why I don't think that any black woman, even if you do like black men, even if you find black men the most attractive or whatever, I don't believe you should voice those things publicly. I think that black men have got to see what happens when we truly withdraw our support, our uplifting, our kind words, all of that away. You will see how quickly these other women will be like, you know what? No, I'm not interested in them. Because half the time they only are interested in these men because they feel like they will have a one up on a black woman, or a black woman is going to be mad or upset about it. Half the time they don't even really like black men like that. And we know that they don't like black people like that. So it's like, go ahead. I think the more black women take the time to uplift other groups of men, and I understand that uplifting other groups of men when they don't uplift us as a collective publicly is a little strange, but I believe that at worst, it's going to teach a lesson to black men. That's just my opinion, but I think that I'm hoping that it shifts and black men stop living into this place of delusion that they're the most desirable. You're only desirable to others because we made it that way. Because we said that you were. Once we say that you're not, that's pretty much a done deal. These other women aren't going to care because now they're not going to feel like when they walk past you in Walmart or whatever that you're mad. or that you care. Or when you're in the mall and she's walking with him and she knows for a fact, well, wow, all of these black women are seeing everywhere. They don't even care. And they don't get any type of energy from black women. The appeal of what black men are is going to fade away to these women. It's going to be like, I don't even want to do it now. Because it's not like they're getting treated good. It's not like black men are caking on them, putting them in $1 million homes and flying them all around the world. They're not doing anything for them except giving them D, respectfully, and probably mediocre D at that. So it's like, what would be their motivation? Their motivation is to be able to look at a black woman and say, you know what? I'm better than you. You're mad. I know that you want this black man. I took one of your black men. And once that weapon goes away, these women will go away from black men too. And they will be the loneliest that they've ever been. But anyway, let me go down here to Chilotam and then Elite. Go ahead, Chilotam.
Yeah, so I was talking with someone in the chat, and I told her I'd kind of explain this more because I think Miss Chrissy Baby also said something about Tyla. And just bear with me, okay? I'm getting somewhere. So I think with the situation with Tyla, right? She is, well, I guess she comes, and far be it from me to defend a South African because in Nigeria we don't really like South Africans. They're very xenophobic. They don't like us either. So there's kind of strife between both countries. But again, because I kind of understand both sides, I'd like to kind of explain that better. So I noticed that she didn't want to come out and say she was quote unquote black, and I don't think she's black. I think she's just mixed. She looks Indian if anything, because her parents are mixed as well, and I can understand that. But I also feel like her using the term colored, especially here in America, that's kind of offensive because words mean different things in different countries. However, I feel like if you are trying to break into an American market, like as a business owner or as a musician or whatever, you have to you have to play by the rules. I mean, it goes without saying, it's like if I came to this country and I didn't speak a lick of English and I start getting mad at people because they don't understand my language. That's not how it works. So I can understand that where she's from, things are different. They they I guess express, or they have different expressions for race differently, but I kind of also found it disrespectful, especially when she went to the Breakfast Club interview and they asked her some questions and she just didn't want to answer. And it's just like, okay, so what are you doing? Like, you don't want to tell anybody anything. You're not even, kind of acquiescing to the culture you're trying to break into. You want people to respect where you come from, but you're in a place where the people around you or the people from that country, Americans, are the majority. So you have to play by the rules. So that's what I wanted to say regarding that. And then I hate to drag the conversation back, but I wanted to apologize for what that lady said. The one you were asking if she was American and she used the B word. I cannot tell you how much I hate when people use that word, men, women. I really hate that word. I found it really disrespectful. Like my chest was actually hurting me when I heard that because it was so unprovoked. Um, Regarding that, I wanted to say that I know I've mentioned this in one of your lives before. I try to actively, have skin in the game, bridge the gap between the diaspora, and still understand that different groups can have some kind of exclusion, and there's nothing wrong with it. But it's just I fully take the L for this because I know that a lot of Africans and especially Nigerians are very they're at the forefront of perpetuating that whole idea of, oh, Americans are this and that. But you said something like you wouldn't be here if the people before you didn't fight for their independence. So it would, just like how I would feel very disrespected if a foreigner comes to my country, Nigeria, and starts saying Nigerians are lazy. That's not how it works. When you're in Rome, you behave like the Romans, and if you're not ready to assimilate, or if you're not ready to credit people where credit, or give credit to people where credit is due, then you have no business talking about the culture. Another thing I'd like to say because I think when people hear it from an African person's perspective, they might understand it more. I actively try to tell my friends because they're always like, "Oh, Americans are so obsessed with race," and I always tell them, you don't get it because you don't live here. When you live here, when you're immersed in everything, then you're going to understand why they are quote unquote obsessed with race. Um, I lost the train of my thoughts. I was going to say one more thing. Let me see. Obsessed with. I'm so sorry. Just give me a second. Um, yeah. Um, Saying that, Americans are this and that. I personally don't condone it, or saying that they're lazy. I don't condone stuff like that around me because I remember growing up. In fact, even till now, when you go back home to different Africa. Well, let me speak for Nigeria because I can't speak for all African countries. But when you enter a barber shop, they have pictures of American celebrities there. When you enter a hair salon, they have pictures of girls in braids, like American girls in braids. Even in the relaxers, like when we're growing up, even till now, people still use relaxers. But all those kids, all those beautiful kids and women you see on relaxer boxes, we had those, and I know this because my parents' business is in cosmetics, and they used to sell stuff like that. In fact, my dad does business; he has business partners here in America. So to deny the influence that a Black American culture has on other countries is just illogical. It's a lie. It's stupid, if I'm being very honest about it. And we grew up like wanting to know what this was like, because it's really the time difference is a lot, and you're seeing people on the screens, like in movies, who look like you, but they don't talk the way that you do. So we're very curious, and I don't understand where the shift came from to where they're like, oh no, don't mingle with them. But you were trying to, like, don't lie, you were trying to be like them when we're growing up, to the point where people would even drop their cultural names and pick up American sounding names. And even in the music, it's very, very, till today, it's very present in the music. So I just wanted to say that because I feel like, so sometimes when Americans say it, it kind of sounds like they're beating a dead horse. But if people from the diaspora hear it from someone else who isn't, then they can actually reflect on this thing, because they can't come and lie to me that these things don't exist when we're growing up, because I grew up there as well, if that makes sense. So I wanted to say that. Thank you.
All right, no problem, Chilo Tam. I just wanted to say I appreciate you so much, and I appreciate you trying to bridge the gap, and I really respect that. I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate you setting up, for the lady, standing up for me against the lady or whatever. I mean, I really don't care about I don't call Black women a B word. I think I've already said that plenty of times on this platform. I don't do that. I don't call Black women B words and 304s and things like that. I don't do it. I just feel like if I'm trying to uplift Black women, me calling them curse words is just not the way to go. And I don't think it's really been really too many times in my life I've ever called a woman a B word. But that's just because for me personally, if I'm using those type of words, I said this before, like my hands are going to follow. Like that's not just a word that I'm just going to say and then that be done with it. But people say a lot of things online, that they would never say in person, because she would never say that to my face. But I did want to say, address what you said about Tyla or whatever. I think that the reason why Tyla had like such a visceral reaction is also, I agree with what you were saying, from Black American people, was her disrespect and her entitlement to feel like she can do whatever she wants to within Black American culture. And literally, we're the only people that people do that to. Because I can guarantee you, if she took her behind over there to Afghanistan and they said, hey, to be over here to do your press run, you got to wear a burqa. You know what I'm saying? She would do it. What if she wouldn't say, oh, you know what? It's customary for me to be in South Africa and wear Daisy Dukes and a crop top. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here. No, they wouldn't play those type of games. But everybody feels like they can play those type of games with Black Americans. If you know how we feel about color, then you can't use it over here. And if you don't, if you feel like you want to, then you need to go somewhere else. It's really just that simple. Go somewhere where that's acceptable. And for me personally, once you do things like that to me, or I will never support you. Like if I feel like you're really disrespecting Black American culture, I don't care if you got the best song out in the world. I mean, her music, in my opinion, is mediocre. But if you have a great song, I'm not going to listen to it. I'm not going to support you. I'm not going to do nothing for you because that's the only way you can get people to understand how you feel is by using your money, by using your option to choose. And when her album went double wood over here, double plywood, double cardboard, double paper, wet paper towel, then maybe she will understand, like, wow, I guess Black American people don't like me. I guess I did need to respect the people that I was trying to cater to. You have to cater to the people who you want the money from. How in the world you want Black American money and you want to be at the BET Awards, but you don't want to respect Black people? You want to sit there and ask Halle Bailey to hold your award while you talk about it so heavy for somebody like you when Halle Bailey the same size as you. Like, what? Like, just disgusting. I don't like her in the slightest, and I would never support anything that she does. I don't care if it was free. I wouldn't even take it for free. But anyway, let me go down here to Elite. Did you have anything to say, Elite?
Yes. I totally agree with the Tyla thing, and I think it's like really refreshing to see like Black Americans and Black people like gatekeeping the culture and like respecting themselves. Because if she was like in a white space, she tried to cater to them. So I don't understand why you can't like cater to Black people because they are your audience. Like the majority of them are your listeners. So I just don't understand why it was so hard for her to respect like Black culture. And another thing I think is like really weird is the fact that a lot of white women will like disrespect like Black women, but like will be with a Black man. I don't know. It's really weird. It's like, I don't know. It's like, do you even like your Black man? Like, I don't know. Like, and then you have like Black kids and then like you're still like colorist and then racist. I don't like understand it the slightest. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the white tea woman thing where they'll be with like Black men and not really like Black people. I think a lot of it has to do with I think it's a fetish. I think that they hear certain things about Black men and they want to find out if it's true or not. But I also think is that white tea men are still very dominant and controlling of white tea women as a collective. They don't have any, they have a little bit of societal power if they wield it against other people like that are considered beneath them. So people of color, Black people, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature. But they are still greatly oppressed by white tea men. And I really believe that the reason why they do it is because getting with a Black man, they will have way more power over a man than they ever would if they dated inside their own community. Because if the Black man acts up, she can weaponize the police, she can lie, she can do a lot of things. It is an imbalanced power dynamic. And the white tea woman is always in charge. Now you let some buckethead Black men, white tea women are more submissive. They do this, that, and the third. Okay, those women may do this, that, and the third, possibly, but they know at the end of the day, if you ever do something that makes them super pissed off, they can weaponize their whiteness over you any day and they can destroy you. That more than likely people are going to believe exactly what they say. It's the exact reason why with what's his name, Telvin Osborne, the reason why his white tea girlfriend was able to unalive him and get away with it. And say, oh, I thought first she said she was cleaning her pew pew. Then she said something else. Then she was mad about whatever. And this man is in the dirt. That's the reason why, in my opinion, a lot of white tea women do it because they want to have that power over a man. And Black men as a collective are very comfortable being under the boot of somebody if they're white tea. Now, they don't want a Black woman telling them what to do or a Black woman asking for child support or a Black woman asking to be treated properly. They don't want to do none of that. But they will definitely get on their hands and knees and put a dog choker on if it is a white tea person that's holding a leash. And the quicker that I feel like Black men and white tea women would acknowledge the sick, twisted, disgusting dynamic that they have, the better off they would be. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly why anytime I see a Black man with a white tea woman, I already know I don't have any respect for him. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know what type of mindset that he has. And it's a sick one. And before anybody says anything, this does not apply to black women who date out. It does, however, apply to black men though. But anyway, I'll just keep going, y'all. Y'all let me know if y'all agree or whatever. I just that's just my thoughts on it. I really do believe that that's why white tea women get with and also because white tea women are jealous of black women. There's nobody can tell me otherwise. White tea women are jealous of black women. They see how black women age. They see the strong, and I hate to use strong in describing black women, but it is the case. They see black women being strong, standing up for themselves, doing what they got to do, advocating for others. They see how black women be the funniest, the most beautiful, have the best personalities, all of these things, and they wish they could be that, but they can't. They can't. They see themselves, they look in the mirror as they're 18 years old and they look 22. And then when they're 30, they look 55. And they see black women coming out of the woodwork saying, hey, I'm 50. And you're like, you're 50? Ma'am, I thought you were 29. I thought you were 32. And they see those things and they say, what can I do to get at these women? And the only thing that they can do to get a reaction out of some women is to pop out with a black man that is desirable. So that's another thing, to have a one-up on black women and say, I got your man. Look at this. I got your black man. That's why you see them on TikTok saying things like that. And I don't believe anything that white women do in their pursuit of black men is because they truly love them, or because they think black men are the best, or they think black men are the most sexy, or they think black men this, that, and the third. I do not believe it. Like, black men are quick to tell you BBC, BBC. The majority of black men, y'all ain't packing like that. Y'all going off a stereotype a long time ago. Y'all ain't hitting like that, a lot of y'all. So y'all are these white women are interested in you for that reason. But that's just my opinion, y'all. Let me keep going. I think Supervillain said she has something to say about this.
Definitely, it is definitely the control aspect that you were saying, but I want to harp on the jealousy part, which isn't actually talked about a lot. And just like how like the effects through slavery, we as black women have developed like an inherent protection thing that goes with black men. White women also develop an inherent jealousy. Um, Remember, we were still, even though it was again grape culture, we were still desired at our most animalistic level that we could be as slaves. They would leave their beds of white tea women and go in the shack and do what they need to do. A lot of people don't talk about this aspect, and one perfect example of this is, I don't know if y'all ever watched 12 Years a Slave. What's her name? Oh gosh, it slips my mind, but you know, the beautiful dark skinned woman. Anyway, she's the slave or whatever, and she's like the slave master's like prize and pride and joy. And the wife is so jealous. Oh yes, Lupita. I'm sorry. How could I forget that beautiful woman's name? I'm my mind is running a mile a minute. Um, well, her name wasn't Lupita in the movie, but she was the slave master's like prize. Like, if it were another time, he'd be basically, that would be his wife without consent, because she did not like this man. This man was crazy. But the wife was so mean and cold-hearted to the slaves, even though it was quite obvious that that Lupita did not like this man. She despised him. He cherished her, but the white tea wife made her life a living hell, even though everything was in non-consent, because she felt like she's a beautiful white tea woman. How dare her husband leave her bed to go be with the most animalistic of human beings, which they thought were slave black women. So there's a deep inherent thing, just like these black men like to say, oh, we sleep with white tea women because, which is a lie, that they, whatever white tea men did to black women in grape culture, they're like paying it back. It is almost certain like that too with white tea women. There's a deep inherent jealousy. Again, remember, white tea women are supposed to be at the epitome. And if these men were leaving their bed to be with the most animalistic at the time considered people, that's a huge slap in the face. So, and that's an inherent thing that they have developed over, the effects of slavery. But a lot of people don't investigate that because, again, white tea women is, the angel on a pedestal. You cannot say anything to their behavior. So I just want to point that out. That was a good point. If you ever watch 12 Years a Slave, see the wife's behavior to the slave who cannot consent to anything. I just thought that was a good example. Thank you.
All right, all right, all right, all right. All right, let me go down here to PhD Kimmy and then Miss Chrissy Baby.
Yeah, I completely agree with Supervillain. I feel like it's even historical, the jealousy from like these so-called black women who pretend to be, because they're Afro, whatever. They say they're Afro Latina. But do you remember the Tigonon laws, like in Louisiana, I think? Basically a Spanish emperor was the one that actually put it in place in America. And it was because like whitey women and non-black women, they were jealous of like how their men would look at black women's hair. So they literally made like black women cover it up. And to this day, like black women are still fighting to like wear their natural hair at job interviews, at work. We have the Crown Act because we have to literally put it in law what jealous women cause. This is literally, and also obviously the men were participants, but that is definitely a factor in history that's always overlooked. And white women and non-black women, they like to come under this feminism bandwagon, but the way that they've historically like oppressed like monoracial black women will never be forgotten. I will never forget that. Even personally, like that stuff's affected me. Like I can't really be friends with like non-whitey women. They're very jealous. And I had like this friend recently in my building. So I was like, okay, she's in my building. But she dated a BLK man and he was DL. I'm so certain. This guy danced to Beyonce. He liked fingers up his Uranus. And it goes back to the life that you had, the life you had earlier about the DL men in the BLK community. They go to these non-whitey women, non-black women, to like have all their fetishes like played out. They literally do these things because black women will not literally degrade themselves and do these acts with them. And it literally goes back to Cardi B and Stefflon Diggs. Stefflon Diggs has been accused of harming a man schmexually. Can you imagine? Can you actually imagine? And this is public information. So a lot of these hyperschmexual men, a lot of them are DL as well, and they use that as a front. So it all goes back again that these women, they think that they're getting a prize, but you're really getting poo. You're literally getting poo wrapped in a bow. That's what you're getting. So have fun with bending your man over, because black women are tapping out and we're now literally divesting, and BLK men are mad. I see them on lives that their tone has changed. They're mad now and calling us like bed wenches. But yeah, it's really funny because they're the real ones. They're the real ones that are bending over in back shots. Anyway, sorry. Okay. All right, let me go.
All right, all right, all right. I have something to say in response to that, Kimmy. But Chilotam says she has something to say real quick before she goes. So go ahead, Chilotam.
Oh, okay, thank you. So I'm about to head off, but I was just gonna say that I think as a collective, we really need to stick together because I have seen, when you hear these things, it always sounds so far-fetched until you experience it yourself. So I've actually seen situations where they will pick, when I say they, I mean like white people, they will pick the mediocre person over you. And I'm saying, let me give you a very personal example. One of the times I came to your lives last week, I was telling you about how they didn't extend my contract even though they told me they would. Mind you, they were like, "Oh, you're perfect, but we just can't do it," blah blah blah. And then this other person came, they hired her into the team, and she, first of all, during meetings, her internet is slow. She's just very sloppy, and I'm just like, okay, I don't mean to be to be rude. I didn't tell anyone this because I kept it to myself. I was like, I don't mean to be rude, but is this what you picked over me? So I've seen these things firsthand, and it's just very, very disappointing. So I think as a collective, regardless of the diaspora you come from, I think Black people need to stick together more. And I say this especially because um, Black people from African countries try to other themselves when they come to America. And it's just like, if you don't talk, nobody's going to know the difference between you and a Black American, right? The only thing that kind of separates us, at least on a fundamental level, is our accents. So we all look the same to them. And if we keep trying to segregate each other, then we're not going to move forward. So thank you. I think I'll drop back to the comments so I can listen while I'm driving.
All right, all right. I appreciate you, Chalotam. I wanted to go back to what Kimmy was saying, and I definitely believe that a lot of especially high profile Black men, their pursuit of non-Black women and white women is definitely rooted in a lot of times sexual inappropriate behavior, or let's just say extra freaky things that a lot of Black women are going to not want to do. I think the whole race play that you find a lot of Black men saying that they openly enjoy, I have no idea why you would want to be degraded by the ancestors of the people that unalived yours. That doesn't make sense to me. But I will say, like pegging, race play, I think those are things, that a lot of Black women are just not on board for. I'm not saying there aren't any Black women that are willing to get down like that, but I do think that there are a lot of Black women that are not on board with a lot of those things. And I also do think that Cardi B is also another, because I think people think that because what is that one lady that has that weird YouTube channel where she calls herself an exotical, which I think is just so stupid. But I do think that a lot of those women that are considered to be that, a lot of Black women may not think about it, but those women are also jealous as well. I really think so. And those women are grasping at straws, trying to just choose any Black man to be with, because I really do feel like after these non-Black women are around Black men for an extended period of time, I really do believe that they almost get blackballed by the men in their own communities, and the men don't want to be with them anymore, pun intended. They get blackballed. I think like Cardi B is a perfect example, because her going to, just like you guys were saying, to go from Offset to Stefan Diggs, who is currently in a civil lawsuit by a man who said that he what can I say, roofied him and then essayed him, is crazy. The man said that Stefan Diggs, tried to conspire to have him unalived to keep his bi or G secrets. He wanted to keep them private after, the guy rejected his schmexual advances. He also said that Stefan Diggs was running an X ring. Now, I will say this is, he also said that his assistant used witchcraft to prepare participants. Now, if you are a believe in the Illuminati or any of those things, none of the things that he is saying is very far-fetched. It's not. And, how many Black men do you know that are in, the public eye that are, they like other men? It's a lot. Now, not saying any of this stuff is true, but I don't think any of it is far-fetched. You have Dwight Howard, who plays for, NBA player Dwight Howard, that was with Royce or whatever, I think that's her name, off of Basketball Wives. Him being accused multiple times of strong-arming men for intercourse. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that any of this is far-fetched. But I do think that it just goes on to show that a lot of these, because I don't consider Cardi B to be biracial. I just consider her to be, because what she said is that she was a white Hispanic back in the day. So that's what I'm going to take her on her words. But I would say that though these type of women, they don't even know what they're even dealing with. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I just wanted to say yes, that whole Stephon Diggs stuff is crazy. And for her to go from Offset to that Negro is really nuts. It's really, really crazy. And I think that people are not even looking at it. That's a testimony to her character. That's a testimony to the type of woman that she is. Because why in the world do you keep choosing these bottom of the barrel, disgusting, nasty men that don't care where they put their things at? You must be that same type of woman. Cause fool me once, okay, but twice, now you with the okay, okay. Let me go. I think let's see, Miss Chrissy, baby, and then Gabrielle.
I was going to say, to piggyback with what you guys were talking about, like the dynamic of BLK men and YT women. I think I told you that, like in California, there's a lot of that going on. So the BLK men that I know are co-workers are with white women. They have like the box braids and the swoop with the baby hairs and all that stuff like that. And I think sometimes the men don't get upset about it because I think there's a little bit of uncomfortable guilt. So they kind of want them to assimilate to blackness, if that makes sense. But I asked, and I was just like, I think it was actually a YT man started the conversation. He was like, why black dudes never really date BLK women? Because even when I was in the Air Force, he was in the Air Force, I saw it like, you guys never date them. And this is, I swear to God, and it was more than one of them said the same thing, and I'll paraphrase. I don't know. I see black women like sisters. It's like you don't want to be with them, but you don't want nobody else to be with them. And it when you see them happy or somebody treating them right, it just gives you like the ick to see them happy and spoiled like a princess because they're like our sisters.
That's ridiculous. Did you?
Yeah. I didn't even know how to respond. I was just sitting there like, I was like, so you don't think they're beautiful? He's like, yeah. I mean, like maybe like on some side chick or, fantasy type stuff. But like, as far as like a wife, like we just don't see black women in that role. We see them like sisters. Like even to see them happy, they said, two of them said to see a black woman treated nice and happy is like cringe. So I was like, so you would be cool with me just being single forever and never have anybody or whatever? And they were like laughing, like, well, I mean, like kind of, not really, but yeah. That's all I had to say.
I think that's even though that is very disgusting, it's sad that I don't find it surprising. Let me go up here to Gabrielle.
Figured, thank you. I kind of want to piggyback off what you and Miss Chrissy Baby were talking about the relationship dynamics between certain YT women and BLK men, because I mean, I'm not going to speak broadly, but I do think in one specific case, like that lady, that YT lady who got the tattoo of the three apes to represent her biracial grandchildren. Like I said, I've been seeing that on TikTok lately, and it just blew my mind because like I am someone who has tattoos. So I know what that process is like, and for her to sit there and get those tattoos, like that would have taken her like at least that's like about 20 hours of work, and it just blows my mind that she would even think to do that, let alone sit there and just like hours and hours of doing that. Like I don't even understand the mindset of it. My thought is like, okay, why are you with a BLK man? Why do you have a mixed race son? Like that just blew me away. And like I said, I've just been scrolling and reading about that. So I definitely think that situation is applicable to like what you and Miss Chrissy Baby and the other ladies on the panel were talking about. Because it's like for you to do that or to even think to do that, there's no way that that's a relationship where she genuinely loves her husband or genuinely, loves, her, biracial son or like her biracial grandchildren. I'm still just, even just like the mental image of that tattoo, it just blows my mind. So yeah, I know I mentioned that earlier, but just like what we were talking about in the chat, or I'm sorry, like in the live, like it just really reminded me of that for sure.
All right. I appreciate you, Gabrielle. You guys, I hit the 2-hour mark, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the live. If any of you guys have anything to say before I get out of here, you guys can. We can just make it an open panel. If any of you guys have anything to say.
One more thing, and I'll let everyone else go if that's okay.
No problem.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to wrap up my part by saying I really don't think exotic is a compliment. I know I mentioned that early in the live. I know we're wrapping up, so I just want to throw that out there one more time. Like, if you are dating men or involved with men, there are so many other ways that a man can be, you can compliment you in a respectful way that, you know, recognizes your humanity and your essence as a woman. Like, to me, exotic is very much animalistic, you know, objectifying. It's not, you know, something that be aspired to. And I really feel strongly about that. Like, just something about that word exotic in relation to, you know, being, you know, a BLK woman, it's very off-putting to me. So yeah, I just want to throw that out there, but I will land my plane, and I'm so glad that I caught another one of your lives.
Thank you, sis. It's always good to see you, Gabrielle. Go ahead.
Hey, sorry, got some grill in the background going. I just want to remind Black women that they are loved, and if they feel that little sprinkle in their heart, that is me reaching out. I want to thank you again for a great conversation, Trig. Y'all get the likes up to what she deserves. And everybody have a good night or a good time wherever you are. Thank you.
All right.
I have a video request. I was wondering if you could do a video on Huda, because I feel like she's another good example of this. Even Jeremiah called Huda foreign. Like, he was like, I love the Latinas. Because at first, I think he thought that she was like Latina, but she's just non-black. And how she's treated Alandria, there was like a picture of George Floyd that was photoshopped with Alandria's face on him, and Huda was the police officer. And like, Huda would not really defend her, like Alandria. So Alandria was crying at the reunion, and Huda still doesn't care. Like, she just doesn't care. So like, she was jealous as well. So I think that, like, if you can't do it, don't worry. But I think that that would be good to even do a live on.
I mean, I definitely saw everything that you saw. I think that Huda is just a perfect example of a woman that chases after black penis, but doesn't really respect black people. I don't think she respects black men either. And I think that black men, you know, they're having intercourse with her, so they think that that means that she has some type of degree of respect for them. But I don't believe that she does. I just think that she's a promiscuous woman that doesn't value her body, and she's willing to give it away. But I don't think that that means that she cares about these men. You can see the way that she tried to coerce Chris in the villa to have intercourse with her, and was trying to weaponize it. If, dare I say, if a man had been filmed doing that, he would be completely canceled. So, but because she is a non-black woman, and because she did it to a black man, then it's all going under the radar. But what she did was absolutely reprehensible in doing that. And I think that her behavior has shown that she doesn't have any regard for black women, of course. I think that's glaringly obvious. But I don't think that she has any respect for black men either. But oftentimes black men are stupid, you know, and that's just what it is. And they equate being able to have intercourse with somebody with them respecting them. And it doesn't mean that. Slave masters literally had intercourse with black men and black women, and had no respect for us at all. So that doesn't mean that. But yeah, I think that she's a horrible, disgusting individual. I'm repulsed by her. I'm repulsed by the fact that she doesn't take accountability for anything. She out and out lies. She throws rocks and hides her hands. Like, how in the world are you going to say that you feel bullied? You didn't feel bullied in the villa, but you do after you watch some clips. That doesn't make sense. Either you got bullied in a moment or you didn't. That's it. You don't get to watch a clip and say, oh, I felt bullied at that particular time, when it could have been the way they edited to make it look a certain type of way. She's a weirdo. Yeah, let me block this person, JBMO. You're gone. But yeah, I definitely might take that. I'm actually writing a few videos up right now. If I can't get to it, I will, but it's just like, oh, what can I say that won't get me flagged? I don't know, because I really find her disgusting. I really, really, truly do. If anybody sees a person in the comments, JBMO, I block them, so you don't have to respond to them. They're gone. But anybody else had anything to say?
I have one thing to say. It's been like a tough week. And I know black women a lot of times everyone wants to humble us. Everyone wants to remind us how undesirable we are. Sometimes, I look at the young ladies' videos of how, they're having issues and disrespect and treated less than when trying to date and giving up. The workplace violence that Black women do, and we're probably the most top performers in the building with the best degrees and credentials than anyone else in the whole building. And sometimes even me, as strong as I am, and I busted through a lot of ceilings and been the first Black woman in a lot of situations, but it can be discouraging sometimes. And I think sometimes we just have to look out for each other. Sometimes we're in spaces, we're so educated, we might be the only one. So sometimes you can feel very isolated and alone. But I think the push to make us feel like we're nothing have to come from something. We have to be something remarkable and special. And I think if we just kind of focus on ourselves and look ourselves in the mirror and just see how amazing we are, that'll keep us going. And don't let anybody triangulate us from each other. And that's it.
All right, all right, all right. I appreciate you, Miss Chrissy, baby, and I definitely agree with you for sure. Elite, did you have anything to say, Elite?
Yes, I just wanted to say that the older I get, the harder I find it to be friends with people from other cultures because there's always some type of like microaggression. Like with my new job, I met this coworker. She's Hispanic, but she's like the white passing Hispanic. And one time we were just talking about hair, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, like how'd you get your bun so round?" And I was just like, "Well, my hair is puffy, so I just like rounded it out, I guess. I don't know." And she's like, "Oh, I thought it was like a fake bun." And I was like, no, like it's my real hair." And she gave me like the weirdest side eye, and then she like walked away. And then another instance was like we're talking about hair and stuff like that again, and she was like, "Yeah, like my hair grew so much." And I was like, "Me too," because I had some like braids in my hair for like 3 months, and like it really helped my hair grow. And she looked at me and she was like, "Oh, how do you know your hair grew?" And that was like so weird to me. And like I just blocked her, and then she was like, "Oh, I texted you," da, da, da. And I was like, "Yeah, I got a new number." But I've had her blocked since, and I don't know, like I just don't want to be friends with any like people unless they're like Black or like a Black woman.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying. I think that white tea women and non-black women oftentimes engage in a lot of microaggressions. I remember back when I used to work in the corporate field, I was sitting at my desk and I had my hair like silk pressed out or whatever. And this white tea girl, she had walked past my desk and was like, "Oh, I like your hair." And I was like, "Thanks." And then she came back and she was like, "Is that your hair?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then she came back a third time a little later. And while I was typing, she put her hands in my hair and ran her fingers down my scalp. And I was like, "Are you crazy? Like, why would you do that?" She was like, "Oh, I was just trying to, your hair just looked like it felt so soft." And I really wanted to like really punch her in the face, but I was at work, so I couldn't. But I waited for her. Like, this is probably gonna let y'all know how much of a hothead I am, but because I really do work at being calm and collected, but anyway, I'll just say this. I waited for her to get off work. And we had this big parking garage that we all parked in. And it wasn't connected to the job. It was a big parking garage because it was like a big old a skyscraper that we worked in. I waited for her and I said, "Hey, can I talk to you for a minute?" She was like, "Oh, yeah." And I told her, I said, "If you ever put your fingers in my hair again, I will break your neck." And I remember like I said, I'm 5'11. I'm a very tall woman. So it's not like I look like I won't do that, what I said. And I remember I cussed that lady out for like 3 or 4 minutes. And she tried to say something back to me, but I was really, really going in. So much so that somebody that worked with us reported us and we got called in to like HR the next day. And they said that they were thinking about letting us go, but they decided not to because we didn't do it on company, like like in the office or anything like that. We were in the parking garage. But yeah, like I really don't play like that. And I stopped being friends with white tea women and non-black women a long time ago because most of the time unfortunately, not trying to be racist or anything, you just can't trust them or their motivation. But yeah, I really got active with that lady. I really told her like, I will beat the brakes off of you, bro. I'm not even kidding, man. I really told her a whole lot of stuff, man. And I was like, if you got any problem with it, we can go right from this parking garage anywhere you would like, and I will whip your ass. And that is really, and I was not playing either. I'm sorry, that was a long time ago, though. All right, that was a very long time ago. I just want y'all to know I was in my 20s then. But like for real, my sentiments still have not changed. I don't play like that. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. Because there was really no reason for her to put her hands in my hair like that. That was just disgusting and ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, I'm just saying, yeah. I really stopped a long time ago. And it's just what it is. I feel like if you're a black woman and you want to be, not saying that you can't find black women that hate on you or whatever, do something bogus, but I'm just saying, like, honestly, with a black woman, you don't know. You could find a black woman that'll really love on you. The most loving people that I've ever seen are been black women. But I feel like when you go outside the black woman circle, your odds of finding someone that hates you is very high. Because anti-blackness is literally woven into the fabric of society. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nowhere you can go across the globe where you can avoid anti-blackness. You literally across the globe where you can avoid anti-blackness. You literally have people that don't even speak English, but will see a black person and start making monkey sounds, or start saying nigga and making monkey sounds, or start saying nigga and they can't even barely pronounce the word. So that should let you know your options, the likelihood of you finding somebody that isn't black that's going to really be on your side, let alone women that are already going to be in competition with you as a woman. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, all right, you guys, I appreciate. Oh, you know what, Miss Chrissy, baby, you said you had a fight in the parking lot. See, that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, Miss Chrissy, baby? Sometimes you got to do that. I mean, I really feel like, of course, I'm an older woman now. I'm in my early 40s, but I will say that, in my experience in life, sometimes people need to be lumped up. And talking to them isn't going to work. Sometimes you have to talk with your hands. And I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Sorry. No. That's not true. I don't condone violence. No, that's not true. You need to talk about it. But hold on. Hey, Simply Carmel, how you doing, sis? You said, are your comments flagged? I don't think so. If they're flagged, if they're flagged, Simply Carmel, it's not me. I'm not doing it. Unless it's like an auto thing, Simply Carmel, that could be possibly happening. Did you say something? Let me see if Simply Carmel something said in the comments. Oh yeah, Simply Carmel, you said that's assault. It was warranted because it's assault. Yes, I definitely agree with you. I definitely agree, but you know how it is. Like, if you're a black woman and you start freaking out about that, then people will just make you the enemy. You know what I'm saying? So I just caught myself just waiting to do it outside of work so that I could say whatever I wanted to without being checked, But yeah. Oh, Miss Chrissy, baby, you said you thought you were done. I understand for real. You know what, y'all? I'm gonna tell y'all one more thing and then I'm gonna get out of here, okay? I think it was like the maybe like third job I had. I was working because I still live with my mom, right? So I think I was like 21. I worked at Chase. And there was this black girl there, and she was black though. She did not like me. And I really don't know why she didn't like me. She just did not like me. And I was like, I think I told you guys that I was raised like really sheltered and like really religious and all of that. And we had all went out as a group of black women, like out to like lunch or whatever. And I had ended up like revealing that I had like never had a boyfriend or something like that. And I think after that time, like she really, really hated me. Like hated me. Like she would, like we had like we could have these little radios at our desk. You know what I'm saying? And she would tell people that mine was too loud, even though it wasn't, even though hers was louder than mine and a whole bunch of stuff. And I remember she had did something like she had cussed me out in front of everybody. Like, and they had brought us into HR or whatever. She had been there a long time. So I told him, I said, I don't know why she's so angry at me. I've done nothing to her. They didn't even get her in trouble for her cussing me out, right? So after that, I already was like, this lady already yelled at me. I was like, I'm not going to let her do this again. So she yelled at me again in front of like a bunch of us Black women, but we weren't we weren't at the job. We were like at lunch because a lot of us would just take a group lunch together and she would just be there. And I remember I had told her, like, I pulled her to the side because where we worked at, it was connected to a mall. And I had told her, like, hey, I didn't like the way you was talking to me in front of the other women and stuff like that. Do you have a problem with me? I said, because if you have a problem with me, we can easily solve it. Like, you and I both park our cars at the train station to catch the train to work downtown. So there's no reason why we're having these issues. She said, oh, no, we don't have a problem, I didn't mean what I said. She actually apologized. Now, I would say she still had an attitude. I would say probably like 2 months after that conversation, she just started acting again crazy out of nowhere. And I will never forget this day. It was Friday, and then we got off at 5 p.m., and it was like 4:50. I'm walking to the copier to get some stuff off the copier. This girl bumps into me. I'm talking about shoulder checks me real hard. And I turned around and I said, are you crazy? And I'm telling you, this lady took her fist and punched me right in my nose. And I'm talking about, it was hard too. And after that, we just started bumping. I beat the brakes off of this lady. They had to call like 4 men to pull me off of this lady. And of course, I got fired. You know what I'm saying? Even though she started it, I got fired. Even though they saw on the cameras that she hit me first, they told me in the HR thing that if I wanted to maintain my job, I should have let her hit me and I should have told HR. In what world is anybody going to get punched in the face and then just go tell HR? I don't know who's going to do that, but not me. Not me, though. Like, you put your hands on me, no. We finna start fighting, period. But, anywho, yeah, I got fired. She got fired. It was a big old thing. Yeah, she got fired too. We both got fired. But yeah, and it's crazy because she was a lot older than me. I think she was like 28 or 29. So she had been there, they said, for like 7 years. I had only been there for like a year. So she's the one that ruined her career. Like she ruined her career. But anyway, yeah, that's what they told me. I was young, I didn't know any better. I really feel like if I probably could have won like a lawsuit or something because I had already told them that she was unstable multiple times before then because she would yell and scream and act crazy. But it is what it is. That was a long time ago. Like I said, I think I was like 21. But yeah, anyway, y'all, I'm just saying, like, I'm no stranger to that. And I do feel like sometimes you have to do that. And I'm not a aggressive person. Like, I'm really not, like, as far as a fighter. I just feel like sometimes people try you because they think that you won't lump them up. And sometimes people need to be lumped up. I really do believe that. But it is what it is. Once again, this is a disclaimer. Do not do this. Do not do this in your personal life. I do not condone violence. Please, everybody love each other. All right, y'all. I'm gonna see y'all later. And I appreciate you, Simply Caramel. I hopefully you can get a chance to come up in the box next time. I miss hearing you, Simply Caramel. And thanks once again to all the ladies that came in the live and stuff like that. I appreciate y'all a lot. I appreciate you guys sharing your perspectives and your thoughts And I know the Cardi B topic is really controversial, you know, for a lot of Black women. So I just wanted to say that. Thanks so much. Love you too, Simply Caramel. I just wanted to say that, you guys. I love Black women all day, every day, and I will always try my best to center us, you know. So that's all. I'll see you guys later. Hope y'all have a great evening.